Hello, welcome to Escape the Box Piano. It's Dan here. In this tutorial we are going to look at Calum Scott's You Are the Reason. First off, if you want to watch a full playthrough of this, go and check out my other video on my channel. The link's in the description where I have done the full playthrough and I've put that to a Synthesia video. For now we're going to get stuck straight into the tutorial. Let's take a look at the right hand first. Here's middle C. And we are going to put our third finger on B flat and thumb on the F. And you're simply going to play B flat, F, F. And you're going to play that round and round. And for the introduction and for pretty much the whole of the first verse, that's kind of all you really do in the right hand. There's a couple of moments where you jump, and instead of playing the B flat you're going to play an A and then the F again twice. And then you very quickly jump back to the B flat. The way that you want to count this as you're playing, you kind of want to think of these notes as kind of little packets of three. You kind of want to count 1, 2, 3, and for each measure, we're in 12/8, you want to consider 4 packets of these 3 groups. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, let's look at the left hand. From middle C, we're going to go down 1 octave and put your thumb on the B flat. We're going to hold down the B flat for the entire measure, so 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Then we're going to play G with our second finger, again for a whole measure. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. E flat for half a measure. 1 and a 2 and a. Then F for the other half of the measure. 3 and a 4 and a. And then back to the B flat for another full measure. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Let's put that hands together slowly. And this is where we go to the A, and we play that together with the F in the left hand. And then back to the B flat again. And that is the introduction, and then the first part of the verse, you basically go around that a couple more times. Let's take a look at this full speed. If we use a metronome, you're going to want to set that to 57 beats per minute, and each beat is effectively going to represent a dotted crotchet, so that's going to be one of your groups of 3 notes. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So that's the speed that we're going to think at. Okay, here we go. 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, into the verse, and as I said, we're going to do that loop a couple of times. I'm going to use the sustain pedal because that just adds a little bit of dreaminess, floatiness to the whole thing. If you've got a sustain pedal, I recommend you use it. Try repedaling every measure, and in the measure where you've got the E flat and the F in the bass, repedal each half measure. Notice we go to the G here, rather than going back to B flat, we're going to a G in the bass. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and then on the fourth beat, play the D in the bass with your fifth finger. Okay, onto the second half of the verse, and let's just do this hands together. Back to the B flat and the F's here, and we're going to move back up to the E flat here for half measure. And then F and the A and FF here. Again, back to the G in the bass and B flat FF in the right hand. Back to the D for one beat. Again, back to the E flat for half a measure. Up to the F and in our right hand, the A. And then back to B flat and B flat here. For the first half of the measure. For the second half, you're simply going to hold down F, A in the right hand with F in the bass. Okay, the next two measures of the piece, we're going to play in the right hand, G and B flat, then A and C, B flat and D, and then F and D, and then a chord with E flat, G and B flat, and now E flat, G flat and C. Let's take a look at what happens in the bass underneath that. G, A, B flat, D, E flat, E flat again. And hands together, that looks like this. Now we reach the end of the first verse and we're setting up a pattern now that takes us into the second verse. In the right hand, we're going to put our third finger on the B flat and the sequence is B flat, F, B flat, D, B flat, F. That takes us to half of the measure and then we repeat that pattern. And then that repeats for the second half of the measure. And underneath that we're going to hold down the B flat, but we're going to play octaves now. So we're going to play the octave B flat below that with our fifth finger. And hands together, that looks like this. And at speed. And we get another measure of exactly the same. Okay, into the second verse. Again, we get a measure exactly of what we've just done. Next measure, the right hand's going to be exactly the same. The left hand we're going to move down to G and the octave G below that. In the next bar, move your left hand down to the E flat. Right hand remains the same for the first half of the measure. For the second half of the measure, in the right hand, get your second finger on the A and the pattern becomes A, F, A, C, A, F. Meanwhile, we're moving the left hand up to the F and the octave below that. And in the left hand now, back to the B flat, and again back to the B flat in the right hand. Okay, moving on, we repeat that pattern in a similar way. However, if we take a quick look at the left hand first, instead of jumping, we move a little bit more stepwise. Let me show you what I mean. First of all, we're going to hold down the B flat, and then move down to the A, and then to get to the G. And then we're going to move right down to D and the octave below that, and then back up to the E flat, and then to the F, and then to G. Let's put the right hand on top of that. And then move to the A, move to the G, move to the D, move to the E flat, move to the F, and in the right hand, the A, and then G in the left hand, back to the B flat in the right hand. And then move down to the D, and D, B flat, F in the right hand. Okay, let's take the second half of the second verse hand separately to begin with. So in the next measure, we're going to move from where we were. We're going to move our hand up so that our thumb is on the B flat, third finger on the E flat, and fifth finger on the G. Play that as a chord, and then play the B flat and the E separately, and then the E flat and the G as a chord, and then the E flat and G separately, and then thumb on the A, second finger on C, and fourth finger on F, and hold that down. And then jump your hand so that you're on F, A and C. And then third finger on B flat, fifth finger on D, make sure your thumb's on the F, and we're going to play the B flat and D as a chord, followed by two Fs, and do that 3 more times. Okay, in the next bar, we go back up to B flat, E flat and G and play what we've just learnt, so okay, and then in the next bar, F, B flat and D, play that twice, and then F, A and C. Underneath that in the left hand, all the way down here, we're on the E's, E flat, and then up to F, and then up to G, down to D, back up to E flat, F, and then B flat, and then F. Hands together. Okay, final 2 bars of the verse before we go into a link section. So we've just finished on the chord of F major, F, A and C. We're now going to play G and B flat. Then our chord of F, F, A and C. Then F, B flat and D. Now move your hand down slightly, put your thumb on the D, second finger on F, fifth finger on B flat. And now, a chord of E flat, G and B flat, and then play the E flat and G separately. Now jump your hand up a little bit, so you've got your thumb on the B flat and fourth finger on the E flat and fifth finger on the F. Play that as a chord, and then play the E flat, and then D, Now move so that your fifth finger is on C and your third finger is on G flat and your second finger is on the E flat. Play that as a chord and then play C down here and then E flat and then play that chord again, E flat, G flat and C. Underneath that in the left hand, octave Gs, A, B flat, D, E flat, and then E flat again. Hands together. Up to speed. Moving into the link section, thumb on G natural, second finger on B flat and fifth finger on E flat. Play that as a chord. And then move up, so thumb is on B flat, E flat and G. Then quickly play the E flat and the G separately. Down to your F chord, F major, F, A and C. And then A, C and F. G and B flat. F, A and C. F, B flat and D. D, F, B flat. Similarly, back to we're going to repeat that in a similar way. Changes slightly, so G, B flat, E flat, then B flat, E flat and G. Again, play the E flat and the G separately, quickly. And down to our chord of F major, F, A and C. And then A, C and F. Okay, now move so that your third finger is on G here, and then we're going to play G, A quickly. And then a chord with D, G and B flat. Now move so your third finger's on the A and play A and B flat quickly. Chord of F major, F, A and C. Now move your third finger so it's on the B flat, play B flat and C quickly. And then F, B flat and D. And finally in this measure, D, F, A and B flat. Move up so that you're playing a chord of E flat major, E flat, G, B flat. Play that again, and then C, and then C down here, middle C, F and A. In the left hand in the link section, we're on E flats, then octave Fs, G, A, B flat, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, D up here, E flat, and then F. Hands together. Let's take that up to full speed. Okay, to finish the piece, we're going to go a little bit higher now. So from middle C in the right hand, we're going to go an octave higher than that, and E flat and G up here. And then play that again, and then F, and then C. Move your hand down, F, G, B flat and D. Then the B flat and D, D by itself, and then F and B flat, and play the F by itself. Now move so your thumb is on the B flat and E flat, E flat and G, F, C, B flat and D, D and F, back to the B flat and D, F and C, G and B flat, F, A and C, F, B flat and D, D, F, B flat, E flat, G, B flat, E flat, G flat, C, and to finish, D, F and B flat. Okay, in the left hand, from middle C, move down to the E flat. Here, put your fifth finger on it, E flat and then B flat. And then E flat up here. And then C and F. G and D. B flat, then D, and play them together. Okay, repeat in a similar way, so E flat, B flat, E flat at the top here, and then F and C again. Now B flat, D, B flat, F, G, A, B flat, D, and then E flat, once more, and then move so your thumb is on the B flat down here and fifth finger an octave below that and play your octave B flats. Let's put those two hands together slowly. Okay, that final bit, full speed. Well, I do hope you found the tutorial useful. If you have, please do like it. Leave some comments. What do you want to see a tutorial for next? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I do look forward to seeing you next time.